So we are going to be, have you guys got straps and socks? I don't actually think we're going to need the socks. I think that will feel a bit clunky, but do we have a strap? If you have, that's great. Cool. If you haven't, don't worry too much. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have a bit of focus on circles and spirals. So there is going to be some turning around the mat. So you might end up with your back to the screen at certain points, which if you're struggling to hear Freddie, might be interesting, but hopefully it'll all be all right. So we'll be circling around the mat. In order to do that, we're going to be asking quite a lot of the hips, I suppose, so just adjust as you need to. And if at any point you do get lost with any of the transitions, if you want to repeat them, just literally unmute yourself, ask or shout, and then we can just do that little bit again if you need to. Yeah. So spirals are a really kind of, I don't know, I quite enjoy them. They're a very natural shape or state of movement. If you look at, like the way that, I'm sure you've all seen them, the way that ferns unfurl, they kind of uncurl from this spiral. Our muscles and our bones have a very slight spiral to them. Yeah, it's something that you see all over the place in nature and in the human body. I might actually put some little links in next week's newsletter. So fancy. But anyway, so that's where we're going. I'm going to stop talking. Find a comfortable seat. So it's about 10 past, so I hope it's okay. We'll finish at 10 past. Jen, if you need to dash off and get in the car, no bother. So finding your comfortable seat, whatever that is, however it looks, closing your eyes. And as always, just doing that check. Am I actually comfortable? Am I able to rest into this seated position or this arrangement of my body? And if anything feels gripped or tight or held, give yourself permission to make a change. And hopefully, by being comfortable, by being in an easy seat, we're then a little more able to tune into the sensations that we're experiencing. Perhaps even just to tune in to our experience in this particular moment. Allowing your attention to turn towards your breathing. Again, just observing the movement, the feel of your breath. Seeing if you can connect to a rise and fall of the breathing. And of course, the inhale is bringing that fresh breath into the body, into the lungs. The out-breath, expelling that breath, leaving the body. We're going to use just a really simple mantra to go with our breathing. I, on this occasion, have chosen to work with a mantra that brings or works with a positive affirmation on the way in. With the in-breath, and on the exhale is inviting again us to remove or leave or expel something, if you like, from the body. So as you inhale, just saying in your head, I inhale calm. And the out-breath, I exhale stress. I inhale calm as you breathe in. And I exhale stress as you breathe out. And continuing with that mantra. If you've got an alternative mantra that you'd like to work with, feel free to sub that in. And as you finish your next round of breath, allow that mantra to just fall away. And seeing if you can reconnect with the rise and fall of the breath. And starting to give that a little bit of movement. So the inhale, maybe creating some lift in the spine. And the exhale, a ripple, a fold, a melting. If you feel like you want to change up your seat in order to sort of accommodate your movement, feel free to do so. And with that movement, we want to try and keep it pretty soft, fluid, melty. So for example, if you're taking it into a fold, try not to let that fold become rigid or static. You don't always have to move in the same way or in the same direction. There isn't a right or a wrong way. And then again, just taking a moment to find some stillness once again, to pause. And taking a little bit of time to make your way to a cross-legged position with the right leg in front. And once you get there, you're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling and allow it to guide you over into a side bend. So left hand or forearm to the floor beside you. Take some time to settle into that. Try and encourage the right knee to remain heavy, the right hip to be soft. We want to make sure we've got a little bit of support for the low back. And as you take maybe 3 or 4 big arm circles with that top arm, doesn't matter which direction, you can mix it up. So feeling how that sort of interacts with the tissues through the side of the body, through the front of the shoulders, front of the chest. Once you've taken your circles, you're going to come back to an upright position. You're going to take the left arm across to the outside of the right knee or thigh, right hand low back or the mat. As you look back over your right shoulder into a twist. And again, we're going to come back to that little rise and fall with the body, with the breath. A little bit of kind of cat-cow action in the spine. Trying to keep the jaw relaxed. And exhaling that stress, exhaling tension. And as you unwind from that twist, pausing again in your neutral seated position with the eyes closed. Having that moment to land, to be in this stillness. Before you then switch the cross of the legs. And then it'll be the left arm that reaches up and over, taking you into your side bend. Again, however that looks, however that feels, whatever's right for you. And once you're happy, starting to circle your top arm again, just making sure there's a bit of support for the low back. Maybe you don't really need it, your back might be pretty happy with this. Trying to encourage the left hip to stay fairly soft and relaxed. And then again, from those circles, lifting back up, taking your twist, so the right hand's going to come across the body, finding the left hand wherever feels best for you as you take your twist. And once again, adding in a little bit of action with the spine, connecting that movement with your breathing. And that rise and fall. Before making your way again back to center, unwinding. Little moment to pause once again. What does that stillness feel like? When you're ready, you're going to make your way into a downward facing dog. As always, take as much time as you need. Doesn't matter how you get there, really, but try to be attentive to that journey from your seat into that downward facing dog. When you feel ready, from your down dog, we're going to take a little spinal wave, spinal roll, coming all the way forward into maybe an up dog or a cobra. So lifting the heels, tucking chin to chest. From there, trying to send the tailbone down to the floor, drawing the belly in as you roll through the spine, rounding the low back, the mid back, the upper back, and then melting, maybe the knees down to the mat, or maybe they stay raised, coming into a bit of a back bend. Again, if you need to take it down a bit lower, please go ahead and do that. Again, thinking about that support for the low back, as much or as little as you need, as you feel is appropriate. Before taking it again back into a downward facing dog, any way that you like. If you want to take it into a little child's pose or back into a seat instead, go ahead and do that. Before lifting the right leg, allow your left heel to rise and then allow both knees to bend slightly. So we've got this kind of pouncy, supporting left leg. We're going to use that push from the left leg. As we shift forward, we're going to take a figure of 8 with our right knee. So pushing from the supporting left foot to come forward as the right knee moves towards the left elbow, the right elbow, and then pushing with the hands as that right leg circles up and back behind you. I'm going to take maybe 3 of those. Again, keeping a little bend in both knees, keeping the left heel raised. Once you've taken those 3 figure of 8s, from there maybe extending both legs in your 3-legged dog for a breath or 2 before you step it, right foot that is, towards the top of your mat to find a lunge. From that lunge, keep the left hand planted. As you breathe in, open up the right arm, nice big twist. And as you breathe out, you're going to wrap the right arm underneath the left armpit. And as you breathe in, push down through the left arm, open up the right. Maybe there's a slight sense of hugging inner thighs together. And exhale to wrap right arm underneath. One more time, inhale to open it up. And exhale to wrap it under. From there, bringing fingertips to the top of your mat. Your left arm is going to reach forwards, up, and it's going to cartwheel you up into a warrior two. So as the left arm sweeps back, you're planting the back heel. Little moment in that warrior two, make sure it feels comfortable, feels stable. Now your right hand is going to turn up towards the ceiling, and as you reach the right arm up, you're going to straighten your right leg, turn your right toes 90 degrees. Keep circling the right arm across the face as you bend the left knee, and then moving through a low squat position as the tips of the fingers drag towards the top of the mat. Turn the right toes forwards. Again, left arm circled forwards, up, lifts you into a warrior two. Turn the right palm up, reach up, straighten the leg, turn the toes, keep circling, bending the left knee. That's it, and again, through that low squat, dragging the tips of the fingers to the top of the mat. Two more times, turn the right toes, allow the left arm to circle, carry you up through your warrior two, and the right arm to lift you, turn you, that's it, towards the back of the mat, dragging the fingertips. One last time, turn the right toes, the left arm carries you to begin, then the right arm takes you on, that's it, bending the left knee, and moving to the top of the mat, good. This time, turn the right toe to the top of the mat, come onto the ball of the back foot, sweep the fingertips towards the ceiling, high lunge, and then the right arm is going to wrap around the back of the body, either outer right thigh, or maybe you're just finding the outer left thigh or left hamstring, and the right arm is going to spiral overhead. So you've got a bit of a twist, a bit of a side bend, maybe bending your back knee. Then from here, we're going to take it into a twist a little bit deeper, left elbow towards the outside of your right thigh, right arm maybe reaching up, or maybe hands to prayer. And as you release your twist, take your left hand out wide off the edge of your mat, so you've got some space to step your back leg through and come to a seat. Now, you might want to just shimmy yourself slightly over towards the right hand side of your mat, but not exactly a necessity. So left leg is straight, right knee is bent with the foot planted. Your left hand is going to come towards the back of the mat, not too far. You're going to lift the hips, look down towards your left hand, and then step your back leg, that right leg, over towards the back of your mat. And hopefully you'll land in a lunge with the right foot forwards. That's it, beautiful. From here, turn 90 degrees to your left, and you'll come into a Skandasana or a side lunge. So you're going to have to probably rearrange slightly or change the angle of the feet. I'm just going to turn around. So right knee is bent, left leg is straight. And now from here, you're going to start to drop your bum down towards the mat. And again, turn 90 degrees to your left. Allow your right knee to drop in. So you'll be facing the top of your mat again, hopefully. That's it, with the left leg straight and the right knee bent, like a hurdle stretch or something like that. So make sure your back leg is comfortable. That might be knee further forwards or knee further back. And then we're going to start to melt a little bit into a fold over your left leg. And then again, bring in this rise and fall of the breath, rise and fall of the body. And if you need to, you can bend your left knee. Maybe you're coming back to your mantra. And the one that I gave you, or I invited you to use at the start of the class, was I inhale peace and I exhale stress, or I inhale calm, sorry, and I exhale stress. Then with an in-breath, the spine will rise. Lean slightly towards the outer left hip as you pick up your back leg, Bring it all the way around, so sole of the right foot is going to meet the inner left thigh. Same thing again, folding over your left leg. If you want to take a hold here, you can, or maybe you're continuing with that rippling. It's entirely up to you. Maybe coming back to your mantra if that's useful to you. And again, spine is going to rise up. You're going to step the right foot to the outside of the left thigh and take a little twist, looking back over the right shoulder. Maybe elbow to outside of right knee. Maybe you're going for a hug. And as you unwind from that twist, you're going to uncross your right leg and you're going to come into sort of a half kneel. So bending the left knee and then just rolling forward slightly. So I'm going to end up sitting on my right heel. That's it. And then tuck your left foot in fairly close or in line with your right knee. So option number one is you're going to push from the top of your right foot as well as pushing down from the left foot to come up to standing. Whoa, she says, falling over. And come back down again. Option number two is you're going to try and minimize the push from your right foot. And you're going to try and pick your right leg, so the shin, the foot, up off the floor as soon as you can. And come to standing. And then come back down. You can do that 2 more times. So up and down is 1. And then again. Up and down. The third time that you're going to stay at the top. So you're going to stay standing. Once you are up for the third time, catch. Or take your left hand to the outside of your right foot. I like to bend both knees here. From here, you're going to expand. So pressing the right foot forwards, maybe opening right arm back behind you, or maybe right hand to low back. So you've got that revolved hand to foot action going on. Drishti nice and steady. Now from here, I'm going to invite you to come into like a traditional tree pose variation. So unwinding from that twist, you're going to start to bring your right heel over towards the left hip. Allow your grip to slide slightly as the right knee begins to point down to the floor. Now, you can catch your foot, change your grip, catch that right foot from underneath if that feels better. If this just doesn't work for you, you're going to take it into a regular tree pose, sole of the foot against the leg. You might find that you can let go of your right foot here and it stays. Try not to allow that hip, that right hip to pop out, sorry, left hip to pop out too far. And see if you can just lightly hug the hips forwards. And again, encouraging the right knee to soften down toward the floor. From here, you're going to bring that right knee to point forward or parallel to the floor and then move it into an eagle pose. So crossing the right foot behind the left calf perhaps, and taking your eagle arms with the left arm on top. Maybe coming back to your mantra. From here, moving into a warrior 3. So pushing down through the left foot, unwind that right leg. Arms can be doing whatever you want here. As you extend, push back through the right heel. And to release from your warrior 3, step your right foot to the top of your mat, take the arms up high. If you need a little moment to just step the left foot back and stretch out the calf, do that. And then again, coming to stand, feet together, arms either reaching straight in front of you or hands to prayer. Rising up onto the balls of the feet, squeeze the ankles, the knees, the inner thighs in together. And then slowly, slowly start to lower your bottom down onto your heels. Heels are lifting, spine stays long, legs are squeezing all the way down. Good. Once you get there, you're going to twist towards the right. So you could take left hand to outside of right thigh, right hand to low back. You could do no arms, just work the obliques. You could add a little fold, bring your left elbow to outside of the right thigh, hands to prayer. You could even take it into a cheeky little side crow if you fancy. Oh, goodness, sorry, wobbly. As you unwind from your twist, you're going to come up to standing, planting the heels, step the feet about hip distance apart, and then just take a little fold, supporting yourself on your thighs. So the knees are bent and the hands are on the thighs. From here, you're going to take some little circles with the pelvis. So I'm thinking of sending my tailbone up, sort of to the left, up to the ceiling, over to the right, and then down to the floor. Doesn't matter which way you're going, but circling the hips. I'm thinking of drawing a circle with the tailbone. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed, the jaw relaxed. Notice how that feels through the waist, the abdominals. Try and relax the feet as well. Change direction with your circles. Relax the feet. And see if you can feel anything happening there. A slight shifting of weight, maybe a change in the contact of the toes, for example. Before coming to pause, coming all the way to standing, and maybe you just stand, take a little mountain pose Tadasana. Maybe you want to take it into a little standing back bend. The choice is yours. Giving yourself a little bit of time, maybe you're returning to your mantra. When you're ready, you're going to find that strap that hopefully is somewhere nearby. And if there is a little bit of calm, whatever quality you might have cultivated with that flow, with this part of your practice, see if you can maintain it now as you move into this shoulder work. Dislocates around the world. Whew. Whatever you want. I inhale calm, I exhale stress. Or even just, I bloody love dislocates, I do. Whatever you need, whatever works. When you're ready, you're going to release your strap. Hold on, guys. Yeah, just find your seat, or find your seat. Sorry, don't do that. Find yourself at the top of your mat. And then you're going to move through a vinyasa or a sun salutation. So arms are going to sweep high into your forward fold. Take as much time as you need. From that fold, back into a down dog. Maybe you're just going to chill in your down dog. Maybe you're going to take a vinyasa. Again, we've got time. Take the time that you need. Take the time that you're entitled to in your practice. Don't let me rush you. Or slow you down, for that matter. I know I have a tendency to try and slow people down. We're going to move into that whole flow on the second side when you're ready. So from a down dog, your left leg is going to lift. Allow your right heel to rise also. Bend both knees, but keep some energy in both legs. We're going to use that push, that pouncy, bouncy right leg to help with these figure of eights. So pushing from the right foot as the left knee sweeps forward towards right elbow, then push with the hands to send you back. The left knee is going to circle up and out behind you. 2 more times, figure of eight with the left knee, using that strong, calm power in the right leg as well as in the arms. And once you've taken those 3 figure of eights, allow yourself to expand into your 3-legged dog, legs becoming straight before stepping the left foot forwards. Keeping the right hand planted down as you breathe in, lift the left arm, opening it up into a twist. And as you exhale, wrapping the left arm underneath the right armpit. And again, push down with the right hand as you breathe in, open through the left. Exhale to wrap. 1 more time. Inhale to open, exhale to wrap. And then bringing fingertips towards the top of your mat. Make sure you feel steady on those legs. If your lunge has got a bit long, just shuffle that right foot in a little bit more. Right arm is going to sweep, it's going to circle forwards and up and back, bringing you into your warrior two. Now, have a moment to just check out those legs, make sure your warrior two feels stable. For the left palm turns up. As you reach up to the ceiling, straighten your left leg, turn the left toes to the long edge. Keep the left arm circling back as you bend the right knee. And through that low squat position as you drag the fingertips to the top of your mat and turn the left toes forwards. You're going to do 3 more of those circles. Right arm circles, lifts you. Good. Left arm reaches up, turn the toes, bend right knee. Good. Dragging it through. Turn the left toes and you get to the front, and again 2 more times. The right arm starts the circle. The left arm takes you up into the back of your mat. Nice. Good, Freddie. Well done. Great, and as you finish up this circle, turning the left toes to the top of the mat, coming onto the ball of the back foot. You're going to sweep the tips of the fingers high, high lunge, then left arm wraps around the back of the body and the right arm is going to spiral. So you've got that little twist over the left shoulder, maybe a little bit of a lateral side bend as well. Think about what's happening in that back leg. Do you want it to be straight? Do you want a little bend in the knee? From here into a slightly deeper twist, right elbow to the outside of left thigh. Maybe hands are coming to prayer. See if you can just lightly draw the tummy away from the left thigh. Just a little bit. You don't have to really kind of pull it in hard. Just a little is fine. And as you unwind from that twist, take your right hand out nice and wide off the edge of the mat so you can step your right leg through and come to sit. Again, maybe just shuffling yourself to the left edge of your mat, depending on the space you've got available. Right hand down behind you, not too far as the shoulder's not going to be particularly well supported to lift up, but it's coming back. Lift the hips, look down to the right hand, and then your left foot, the bent knee, the leg with the bent knee, is going to step up and over, coming into your lunge with the left foot in front. Yes, beautiful. Keep the right toes on the floor. Nice. Turn 90 degrees to your right. Adjust the feet, the legs as you go. So you come into your Skandasana variation. Great. And then you're going to try and drop your bum down to the mat. And again, turn 90 degrees to your right, allowing the left knee to drop in, drop down. Again, don't worry too much about the transition, but you should be facing, I hope the front of your mat with the right leg extended, left knee bent with the heel behind you. And again, we're going to take these little forward fold over the right leg with a bit of a ripple action, connecting to your breath, maybe connecting to your mantra. And that cycle of the breath. Always flowing round and round and round. Inhale to exhale, exhale to inhale. And then again, allowing the spine to rise. You're going to pick up the back left leg, so it's a little lean to the right. So you can pick up the back foot, bring it round in front of you, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Again, adjust as much as you need, and then we're back into your fold, whether you want to keep it moving, whether you want to hold, pause, all those things you can make your own choice about. And again, allowing the spine to rise, stepping the left foot over to the outside of the right leg and moving into your twist, looking back over the left shoulder. And again, as you unwind from your twist, uncross the left foot. And again, we're going to take that little kind of roll. So I'm going to tuck my left foot underneath my right knee. So give myself some space, tuck the left foot under, and then hopefully it's a bit easier to rock forwards and then rearrange. So you're sitting on your left heel and then bring the right foot in. Not necessarily next to you, so you might have maybe like a hand's width between the left leg and the right foot, but right foot sort of in line with the knee. And then again, 3 times, up, down, the third time you're going to stay up. Again, you can use your back foot to help, or you're going to try and shift the weight onto your right leg, oh Lord, and pick the left foot up nice and early. So going back, and it's been a couple of weeks, but to when we were doing that, like the pistol squat lowers down to the floor, and we were reaching forward to catch the foot, and we were using that forward fold to help counterbalance, to control us coming down. Same thing here, we want to use that fold at the hips, shifting forwards, oh goodness me. And again on the way down, use that fold at the hips. And notice hopefully how that helps. But the third time, oh, I was lazy that time, coming up to standing and staying there. Your right hand comes across to the outside of the left foot and then expanding into your revolved hand to foot pose. If you need a moment to steady yourself, steady your gaze, do that. Take the time that you need. Before moving into our tree pose, and again the option is there to start to cross the right ankle up and over towards the left hip. Again, feel free to flip your grip, seeing if we can sort of bring the pelvis back to center. Maybe thinking of giving ourselves a little bit more space and length in the waist. Hugging the pelvis maybe slightly forwards, and just seeing if we can encourage the left knee to relax and release down. Maybe you're encouraging that by your use of breath or your use of mantra. We're going to move from tree pose into eagle pose. So allowing that left thigh to cross all the way over. Your right arm is going to be on top for your eagle pose. Try and soften the sole of the right foot instead of gripping with the toes. From eagle, moving into warrior 3. Well done, guys, you're doing really, really well. Take your time. Arms can do whatever you want. And to release, stepping the left foot to the top of the mat. And again, just maybe stepping the right foot back for a little calf stretch after all that balancing. And again, you're going to step your feet together at the top of the mat. Everything in nice and tight, things squeezing into the midline, rising up onto the balls of the feet. I'm going to take my arms forwards to help me sort of counterbalance on my way down. You can bring them wherever you want, but keep lifting the heels. Try and keep the spine fairly straight. So we're not leaning forwards here if possible. The knees are pressing forwards, the legs are hugging in as you lower. I definitely sped up towards the end. Lower your bum to your heels. Nice. From there, little twist, looking back over the left shoulder. Again, maybe right hand comes across. Oh my goodness, keep squeezing the legs in towards each other. Maybe you've got that fold. Right elbow, the outside of the left thigh. Try and keep the eye line stable. And if you want to take it and pop it up into a little side crow. Now's the perfect time. Woo. We're again unwinding, coming up to standing, stepping the feet about hip distance apart, and again, little fold, propping yourself up, so bend the knees, hands to the thighs. This time, instead of leading with that bit, hips, there you go, you're going to try and lead with the ribs. So again, we're circling, but this time trying to initiate the movement from the rib cage. And the pelvis is probably going to be doing something similar to what it was doing in the first round, but hopefully it feels really different. Just changing that focus. Changing direction. Again, maybe having a moment to bring attention down into the toes, the feet. Again, when you're ready, coming up, maybe just to stand, maybe to take a little standing back bend. Just have a moment for you, moving, stillness, whatever you need. And again, from here, you're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Feel free to readjust the feet. Take the arms up from there, moving into your forward fold. Speed, pace, variation of your choice for a vinyasa or a little breather. Just a bit of time for you. So take your time from wherever you are, from wherever you end up, to lie onto your back. Bringing the knees in towards the chest when you get there. And then from that position with the knees hugged in, taking the arms out of the way, so whether that's out the side or back behind you, slightly bringing the feet further away, stacking the knees over the hips, maybe flexing the feet, hugging the knees together, and starting to gently take the knees, the legs from right to left. So you've got that kind of windscreen wiper action. Before coming back to center, and this time as you take your knees over to the right, you're going to settle into a twist there. So any variations you want to add with the legs, entirely up to you. Settling in for a little bit of time in your twist. If the mind is wandering a little bit, maybe coming back to your mantra, using that as an anchor point. Switching sides when you're ready. And again, starting to make your way back to center. Planting your feet when you get there. Have a moment to rest onto your mat. Before starting to peel your hips away from the floor, a bit of a back bend. Take your time. Obviously, we've just taken those quite kind of long twist holds. So it might feel that the pelvis is a little bit heavier than perhaps we might expect, we might want. So see if you can accommodate that. Can this back bend be minimal stress? Coming back down when you're ready. If you'd like to take a second round, you've got time to do that. Or releasing once again. I'm going to take it into a little figure 4 sleeping pigeon. So right ankle across the left knee, the left thigh. Keep the left foot on the floor for a moment. He's going to take again a little bit of kind of windscreen wiper action. So taking the feet, the legs over to the left first, and obviously taking care not to bump your knee on the floor as you take it slightly over to the right. So you've got that figure 4 shape, and you're just gently moving from right side to left, keeping that set up. Then you're going to take a little hold just for maybe 4 or 5 rounds of breath. Doesn't matter which side you go for. You're welcome, again, to make your own choice. 4 or 5 rounds of breath. As you come back toward the center, maybe you want a little bit of time there as well before you switch sides. Your choice. But just know that when it feels right for you, you'll set yourself up with that figure 4 on the second side, a little bit of flexion of the left foot, and then again rocking, windscreen wipering the legs, the hips from one side to the other. And then again, taking a little pause on whichever side you like, 4 or 5 breaths. Or again, coming back to center, taking whatever time you need there before preparing or moving into your final Shavasana. Any little extras, shimmies, shakes, upside downings. time as you feel ready to ease your way out of your Shavasana. Very gently back up to a comfortable seat. When you do eventually find your seat, maybe just pausing again, coming back to your breathing, maybe coming back to your mantra. Taking a second to just acknowledge the effort that you've put in by coming and getting on your mat this morning, by dedicating a bit of time to yourself, to your body, to your practice, maybe your practice of self-inquiry as well. Thank you very much. Oh, excuse me. Oh, thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend and a lovely week.
Thanks so much.